All right, well, there you have it, folks. You've wasted another perfectly good hour hanging out with us and watching us play Skyrim. I'm Maxwell McGee, and yep, you're watching our Skyrim Mega Marathon.
Okay, we're all
Tripped
really
over my
tired.
words. I was feeling good about that.
Yeah.
I was channeling car talk with that. We're Skyrim Mega Marathon. It's going on until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I believe we're just wrapping up hour 7, moving into hour 8, and it's really starting to take its toll on us.
Yes.
Joining me are Carolyn Pettit, Justin Porter, Curtis Said. They're all playing on the 360 version of the game. I'm playing on the PC. If you see a guy standing there in the dark just looking kind of dumb with an awesome helmet, that is me. Otherwise, you're watching the 360 version. All of them are much further ahead in the game than I am. I started way back at the very beginning at the top of this run through, and I've been doing my best to traverse the world. I really need to go buy a horse. It's killing me. One person in the chat wanted to know about the characters that everybody's playing. So I'm playing an orc. I forgot to look to see like what my statistical bonus is for playing an orc, but I do get the special ability.
You can check. You can check. The race bonuses are also under active effects and magic, so you can see those as well.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Would be
fortify stamina, maybe.
I guess that's at the top. No, that's from Steel Boots of Minor Stamina.
Oh, right, it is.
So I don't know. Maybe.
Well, anywho.
In any case.
I'm playing an orc. It gives me a special ability to go berserk. I deal double damage and take half damage. It's very handy. Used it to great effect to kill some trolls earlier. But, Carol, why don't you go ahead and start and tell us about your character?
Yeah, so I am... I can get out of this conversation. I can show you. So I'm playing as a wood elf. Mainly, like, I started off specializing in kind of archery and trying to be stealthy. I really enjoy using archery, but it's not ideal for every situation, obviously, especially when people get close to you, as they tend to do. So I have been mixing it up quite a bit with both one-handed weapons and with some spells. As a wood elf, my bonuses are that I get a 50% resistance to poison and disease, and I have a power to command an animal, which once a day I can make any animal an ally for 60 seconds. Very useful at times. Yeah, so that's how I'm rolling through Skyrim. Justin, what do you got going on there as far as your character is concerned?
So my dude is a Nord named Sven. I actually spent a lot of time trying to think of the Nordic equivalent of Gaylord fart knockers, but I couldn't think of anything, so I just kind of went with a simple one-name word. Maybe he's like the single name type of guy, like the artist formerly known as.
So did you actually recruit the other guy named Sven? So you have two Svens?
No, is there an NPC named Sven?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good to know. That would be pretty funny if it was Sven and Sven. So anyway, I've been using mostly I'm doing a one-handed weapon and then mostly a fire spell in the other hand. I've got some wolf armor on. It's kind of a weird thing, but it seems to have a lot of damage resistance. So I don't know how that works, but it works for me. Yeah, I've been just kind of concentrating. I've been doing a good amount of alchemy, and I just actually jumped into enchanting too. So I'm trying to explore all the different kind of crafting systems and stuff. My ultimate goal at this point is to get to the point where I can actually craft like dragon scale armor and that sort of thing. I've seen it in the tree. I just gotta get my points up to 50 in smithing. So I'm trying to do that, but it's kind of a slow-moving process. But yeah, that's my guy. So Curtis?
Oh yeah, I'm playing as an orc as well, so I have kind of the same starting stats as Maxwell. One of the nice things is they have better heavy armor, so I completely invested in that.
I've been leveling up heavy armor as well, so
I've also
without knowing that, so that's very convenient.
I've also got my shield, I use a mace, and mostly restoration magic. So I'm kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons cleric, who's usually tougher than most like stereotypical like white mages from Final Fantasy or things like that. Kind of like a paladin as well.
And then, of course, we are live, so if anybody out there has any questions or comments or things they'd like us to do or see or whatever you'd like, feel free to throw it in the chat or the comment section of whatever you're watching, and it will be relayed to us, and we will do our best to accommodate. Otherwise, you can sit back and enjoy some Skyrim.
True, I may meet my end in a dark alley with a dagger in my back. But the people have seen the truth, and they will not back down. Sooner than you think.
If by message you mean shoving a source to unclose the fire.
Dragons reach to discuss the ongoing hostility. The rest of the great warriors.
So a couple of users are asking about spells and spell crafting, and if you're able to build your own spells. Is that a thing you can do?
So far, all the spells that I know are ones that I've learned from reading books. You can purchase or find books that you read, and it consumes the book, and you then just permanently know a spell. Whether there's any kind of magic crafting system beyond learning spells from books and whatnot, I don't know.
Thank you very much for your business. Be careful!
What are you looking at? I'm not afraid of you, no. Even if you are my element.
Let me know if you see anything you like.
Heart Begins to Break is asking if all races have the option of getting a companion like Lydia, the companion that many of us have. And the answer is yes. In fact, Lydia is a companion that any player will get, have access to anyway at a certain point in the very early in the main story. Beyond Lydia, there are companions available to hire in various kind of inns and taverns throughout the world. So yes.
Yeah, I am actually using a member of the companions. I have Aella, the huntress, with me. You have to complete some of the storyline to get her, and personally, I like her better than Lydia. She's a little bit better with bows, and she stays her distance and uses magic a lot more often, as far as I can see. Though I did give her a couple of staffs that she can wield.
Ah, so you're an alchemist then?
Xantus 56
Come back anytime if you
is
need a remedy.
inquiring if they've brought the arena back. The arena was a sort of an arena in Oblivion.
Exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I haven't been to anywhere where you just have a series of duels to fight or anything like that.
I haven't found the arena itself, and in fact, if you talk to people, they say that the arena isn't allowed within Skyrim. Apparently, it's
Got
a
something
place,
for
or
just
it's an
about everybody
organization
in here.
from Cyrodiil that
Everything's
hasn't
for
crossed over to the north.
Some may call this junk.
To make up for that, I
Call
think
them
the
treasure.
companions actually might do something similar, though I don't think you can actually interact with it.
So I'm on my way, making the trek to the city of Riften. I haven't been there yet, so it is a place that I need to discover. I mean, I know I know whereabouts it is. It's marked on my map and everything, but I can't fast travel there. So that's why I am now traveling across the world, and probably will be for a little while to come. Repeat the name. So AJ Beck is asking, if you kill someone, what's the loot like? I mean, in my experience, you definitely, you get access to, of course, all of their equipped armor and weapons, and so occasionally they'll have, frequently they'll have some gold pieces on them. Not usually anything too exciting, I don't think, but I don't know. Maybe Curtis, or you've probably killed a whole lot more people than I have.
Definitely I have.
Yes.
It's kind of a mixed bag.
No
what kind
doubt.
of loot they have. Some soldiers, you can pretty much get all of their stuff, but for the most part, just killing random townspeople, they've probably only got their clothes on them and a couple of coins.
Did you encounter a crash?
Yeah,
there, Maxwell?
got another crash there as I was exiting to the world of Skyrim. We'll see how much I lost. I just left a room, so hopefully it auto-saved right before that happened. But yeah, that'll be crash number 2. Only 2.
If not, let me know. What do you need, my friend? Rather, got a pretty full stock of potions and alchemy reagents.
So Luminous Dream wants to know about the particulars between the different armor classes, light and heavy. I know my character is wearing heavy armor, and if we call up the skills constellations here, there are constellations for light and heavy armor. Like there's light armor, and then if you don't believe me, there's heavy armor over there. I've been working on heavy armor myself. Apparently the orcs get a bonus to it, so it's all good. Doesn't look like there's any medium armor, from what I can tell.
No.
Besides that, I mean, I don't know. Are there any big differences between heavy and light armor? I imagine heavy armor offers more protection, but is heavier.
Yeah, it's also a lot louder. So if you're trying to sneak, you want to do lighter armors. Personally, I only use one piece of lighter armor, and that's because it makes my one-handed attacks more powerful. I think it boosts it by like 20 or 25%, but besides that, I mostly use heavy armor due to the protection.
Need a horse? Talk to my father, Skolvar.
Got a question about hunting vampires in the nighttime. Has anybody gone out and done that? I was gonna make a joke about Blade, but it just didn't come to me.
I've not encountered any vampires.
Yeah, I've yet to deal with vampires.
All the vampires I've found so far have been in caves. They don't seem to like to come out at all, but it might be just the time of day and the settings as well.
Very excited. I just purchased a horse. Now,
He'll make the necessary arrangements.
now I can move quickly.
So Mikhailov Wan wants to know our opinions on third-person combat. I actually have been doing almost exclusively third person, and I feel like it works pretty well. There are definitely some points at which I try to do like a heavy strike, and I end up going past the person. So it's definitely, it's not perfect. You know, like mechanics aren't quite as tight as you know, Dark Souls or something, but it works pretty well, and I've been enjoying it.
I think the only problem with third-person view is it's a little hard to pick up certain items in places, but besides that, I think it works fine in combat and action situations.
Yeah, the only times I find myself jumping out of third-person view are either when I'm using a bow and arrow, because it's easier to aim when you're in first person, or I'll also do it, yeah, when I want to see something up close, like a group of, you know, a group of items or something like that.
And
But aside from that, I just stay in it.
The other thing for me is I like to switch to first-person view when I'm also casting certain spells, mostly attack spells, and if you're trying to heal an ally. You know, there's nothing worse than throwing out your spell, running out of magic, and then you can't cast anymore.
So Zorg 2004 wants to know about PC graphics and performance scalability for Skyrim. I know the machine that I'm playing on, we've got it pretty much maxed out.
Yeah, and it's a he's playing on it's a Core i7 processor, and we're pretty sure it's a Radeon 5800 in there, and it's all maxed out. All the detail distances are bumped up, and he's playing at 1080p. So I was actually kind of surprised by that. It works pretty well on our reasonable system. As far as scalability, I can't really speak to that, just because my only experience with the PC version has been just setting this up yesterday. But it seems like it may the engine may do well with not crazy enthusiast systems.
So Stay92 is inquiring about whether you like rank up in guilds. I believe that Kevin, I know, has progressed in certain organizations to the point where his character is basically the leader of those organizations. So it seems that you do. I don't know, Curtis, have you joined any offshoot organizations?
Yeah, like I mentioned, I've been doing the companion stuff a lot. I'm currently the leader of the companions,
okay, so
but It's kind of like you start as a new recruit, and then you're sort of in the middle, and then it's almost every time you lead the organization. So there's usually no middle ground like individual ranks. It's like newbie, middle, intermediate, and then master, pretty much.
Maik wishes you well. Maik was soul trapped once. Not very pleasant. You should think about that once in a while.
So we're getting a question about whether it's possible to become a vampire or a werewolf, and it was sort of spoiled earlier in the marathon, and I apologize if I'm spoiling it again for some of you. But yes, it is possible to become actually both of those. You can gain access to what's called beast form, which basically turns you into a werewolf. And then you can become infected with basically the disease of vampirism, which brings with it all kinds of, both negative and potentially positive effects depending on how you play the game. So it could be, for some, something you really want to avoid, but for others, maybe something that you want to experiment with and experience.
Not now. The Underforge, tonight.
I've got a question about alchemy, how it works, if you have to know the recipes before you can start making the potions. From what I've messed around with, it doesn't seem like that's the case. You basically just have tons and tons of ingredients that you pick up. All the ingredients confer different types of abilities. So some of them may help you resist frost, or some of them may help you resist poison, things like that. And then you can mix up to 3 of those together, and it'll pop out a random potion based on that set of items. And then once that's happened, you'll learn more things about the ingredients that you put in. And so as you build this knowledge, you can start to combine similar items that have similar properties, such as resist frost, to build more specialized potions.
So the other, the other part of that is you can actually try ingredients to find out what they're.
Yeah, you can just pop stuff right in your mouth and just find out what it does. You can eat eagle feathers. You can eat glowing mushrooms. If you find it, you know.
I've eaten some very strange things in this game.
Yeah.
It's and you can also I don't know if Maxwell actually said this, but you can actually buy books that have recipes in them. So it's experimentation or purchasing.
I'm gonna step away for just a minute.
Very well.
Question coming in, are there any new guilds in Skyrim?
I mean, I guess you would consider the Companions a new guild. It's kind of similar to the Fighters Guild and the Stadium Arena Guilds, kind of combined into one. But, I mean, we don't necessarily want to explain what else the Companions are capable of. It's kind of a surprise if you want to get into it later on. But all the other guilds kind of seem familiar. There's, of course, the Mages Guild. It has its own Mages College, which is kind of like a real school in all sorts of ways. It kind of reminds people, or at least reminds me of like Hogwarts in the respect that it's built. And of course there's the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild.
I did. In ways that I will not reveal, I have unlocked the ability to become a werewolf. I'm not sure how to unbecome a werewolf, but I'm looking totally awesome right now. I got my claw attacks, and yeah, I'm also quite quick and nimble.
I think you should find a guard and claw them up.
Well, it's dark out. Nobody's out here. Why did they kick me out of the room? I should go back in and talk to them. Oh, now they're gone. So I guess I'm just a werewolf. I hope it just leaves me like this for the rest of the game. Oh, I appear to be back to normal.
Are you awake? I was starting to think you might never come back. Yours was not an easy transformation, but you're still alive, so congratulations. We even have a celebration planned for you. There's a pack of werewolf hunters camped nearby, at Gallows Rock. The Silver Hand. I think you've met them before. We're going to slaughter them. All of them. Lead on. Skior's already scouting ahead. Nothing until you choose to use it. Then, well, you got a taste. Stronger, faster. It doesn't last long, though. The blood of your foes can sustain you, if you're willing to feed.
I've got a question about vampire and werewolf acceptability in high society, and how they will react to you. There was nobody out when I was doing my little run-through as a werewolf, so I'm not entirely sure. I know people are they get pretty upset when vampires come rolling around.
I'll actually say that people get really upset around werewolves. In fact, my allies have turned on me during a Legion expedition. I mean, we're supposed to be on the same side, and they start attacking me when I become a werewolf.
Take my lead.
And the kind of crazy thing is that they don't appear as actual enemy targets on your HUD, so you won't even know that they're hostile at first.
Huh.
Right now, I think I'm doing another Legion quest. I guess I gotta find some sort of secret that's over here. And it looks like there's a dragon in the distance, so hopefully I can go fight it.
What was the question? We're getting some questions about what induces the werewolf state for my character. That has yet to be explained to me. All I know is that I have the capacity to become one. Chris, do you know anything more about what causes you to transform when you're a werewolf? Chris is busy fighting off the dragon.
I think, as I understand it, you actually have a skill that's beast form. Right?
Oh, okay.
That's the way it worked earlier on.
I shall investigate and report back.
Yeah, that was an elder dragon, one of the most powerful dragons. I believe didn't that kill Kevin or Carol like earlier during this marathon? So even at level 23, it was a little too powerful to take on.
It is hella snowing, and I think I may have an answer to that question about what induces the werewolf transformation. I was looking under my spells, and I found one that is labeled beast form, so I'm going to go ahead and equip that. Looks like it's one of the ability spells, not necessarily tied to one of my hands. Oh, my companion's here. So let's go inside, I'll turn it on, and see what happens. So here we go. There you go. I used the beast form ability to turn into a beast.
Look at this. Cowards must have locked the place down after Skior charged in. You can taste the fear.
There we go.
What was that?
Oh man, I'm mauling this woman. Also, it looks like they were eating some sort of cat. Perhaps a possum?
No surprise they keep vermin around. Filthy swallow.
While I'm in this werewolf form, I have a prompt to feed on dead bodies, which then gives me the message that my bloodlust has been extended. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I would reason to guess that it would have to do with extending the duration of this werewolf form.
Nothing we can do for you.
End this little game.
So this area that I'm in right now is a werewolf hunting camp, so they have some werewolf trophies on display here. This, of course, now offends my new werewolf sensibilities.
What was that?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so I actually killed the elder dragon this time with a lot of help. Like, a lot of help.
I gotta get up here for half a sec, guys. I'll be right back.
Unfortunately, while I'm in this werewolf form, it looks like I can't just straight up loot stuff and pick things up like I normally would. So I may have to, when I come out of it, make another pass in this area. All my goodies. That's a little inconvenient, but I dare say it's worth it. 'Cause, I mean, look at that. That's just awesome.
We're getting closer. Be careful. Their leader is a tricky one. They call him the Skinner. I don't think I need to tell you why.
So yeah, as I finish my last meal there as a werewolf, hopefully I can figure out a way to come out of this form. I'd like to give another shout out to, oh, stop turning around, stand still, pay attention. Werewolves are easily distracted. I'd like to give another shout out to Turtle Beach for providing us with these awesome headsets that we're using. They've been very nice and comfy on the ears, very high quality. We wanted to get the microphone part of the headset rigged up to work with our setup here, but unfortunately we weren't able to do so. So we're actually rocking two forms of audio format. But nonetheless, Turtle Beach, thank you guys so much. These headsets are really great. They've done a really good job of communicating the ambiance of the world of Skyrim. And I've come out of my werewolf form. As I suspected, it was on a timer which more than likely was extended by feeding on people. But since I just stood here and let it drain, it reverted me back to a person. Also, it's once again put me back in just my skimmies. A little bit annoying. I'll have to go back in and re-equip all my armor and weapons or whatnot. But again, a small price to pay for the awesome power of ripping people's throats open. With that, I'm going to step away myself for just a second and maybe find something to snack on.
Best of luck. So I am continuing to make my way toward the town of, I believe it's called Riften. It's a town I have not been to previously, so I don't have the option of fast traveling there. Making my way there for a story quest. And yeah, it's just a very scenic journey. I do encounter some dangerous wildlife on occasion, some nasty spiders and things, but for the most part it's a pleasant trek. Looks like I may be arriving at my destination here, actually. I'm guessing this is it. Oh.
But don't do anything rash if you go to Windhelm. Well, soldier, can you do this? Good. Make it happen, soldier.
At the moment, this is another Legion task. I'm going to set up fake orders for the Stormcloaks. I guess I'm going to set up an ambush or do something else that's kind of nasty. I need to do this by finding a courier. And let's see where he might be at. So I haven't been to this inn before, but I'll fast travel to the nearby dungeon over here.
Worse.
They represent the reason I'm here. I can't just ignore them, Eren.
I know. Just don't want you to
So I've
leave.
just arrived in
The only
Riften.
good
It's
thing that's
a
happened to this city in a
waterfront
long time.
town, and I'm gonna
You're a stranger here too, huh?
see what there's these characters chatting here right as I enter. See if they have any
Visitors
quest
like us
leads
are
or.
rare in this
Oh yeah,
part of Skyrim.
tell me about Riften's Thieves Guild.
To call it a guild is ridiculous. How can people who would betray one another over a gold coin be considered part of an association? They're the worst kind. Even the Dark Brotherhood abides by a strict set of rules and tradition. These thieves are just rabble. What do you think? You know, I'm beginning to respect you. Other than Eren, you seem to be the only other person I've met I might be able to trust. Since we share the same opinion of them, let me warn you that they're recruiting others to join their guild, and you should be cautious. Safe travels.
I don't know you. You and Riften looking for trouble?
So far, we have more questions about marriage, and like everybody else, I haven't gotten married yet. If I can, I might plan on doing it with one of my companions that I already have, maybe either Ayala or Lydia, or I have a third one named, I think her name's Janessa, but so far none of them have really flirted with me or anything like that. And currently I have all the amulets and things unequipped.
You ask me. What do you want? You see any other inns around here? Where else would I go to drink? Sure, walk away. I wasn't talking.
I know I did. But how was I to know the shipment would get robbed?
Next time, keep your plans quiet, and nothing could happen to it.
What?
I don't have any business.
Are you telling me you robbed it?
Get out of my
Why?
face.
Why are you doing this to me?
Look, Shadra, last warning. Pay up or else. All I care about is the gold. Everything else is yours.
My food is the best.
Never done an
Skyrim.
honest day's work in your life for all that coin you carry. Hey, lass. Ah, expecting free information, eh? Help me deal with business first. Then we'll see how I can help you. Besides, you look like your pockets are a little light on coin. Am I right? passing on a golden opportunity is worse. I've got a bit of an errand to perform, but I need an extra pair of hands. And in my line of work, extra hands are well paid. Simple. I'm going to cause a distraction. You're gonna steal Medesi's silver ring from a strongbox under his stand. Once you have it, I want you to place it in Branche's pocket without him noticing. There's someone that wants to see him put out of business permanently. That's all you need to know. Now, you tell me when you're ready, and we'll get started. We've been contracted to make sure Branche remembers not to meddle in affairs that aren't his own. Now, since we're not the Dark Brotherhood, we're not going to kill him. We're just going to make sure he sits in the prisons for a few days.
So Blackito is inquiring about, like combining, I guess, your bow with magic, or archery with magic. Unfortunately, I haven't actually tried any enchanting, nor have I encountered any magic arrows or bows just in the wild yet. So I don't know. Curtis, do you use bows at all? And have you?
I've used bows a little bit, but seems that they don't really have magic to them
I'm ready
just
when
yet,
you
or at least
are.
the ones I've
Just
found
give the
so
word.
far. They're mostly supported by how they're made, their materials, things like that. So, for example, on mine, I have a lot of ones that are like ancient Nord arrows or elven arrows, iron arrows, orcish.
Yeah.
Of years, see into other people's thoughts.
Okay, lass. Good. Wait until I start the distraction, then show me what you're made of.
Come on, Brynjolf. What is it this time?
Patience, Branche. This is a rare opportunity.
I'm sorry, what was the name?
To get left out.
That's what you said about the wisp essence, and it turned out to be.
So Marshall Ray 5579 is asking about, did you say new weapon types?
But this item is the real thing.
Yeah, if there's like new weapon types in Skyrim. I don't think so. I think it's all pretty traditional: swords, maces, bows, things like that. I mean, yeah, I have not encountered any new weapon types myself.
Yeah, it looks like everything that was in Oblivion. I think it's kind of funny that there still aren't spears in this world.
How did you get that then?
Or crossbows.
Maybe the technology is above them.
Very good. Let's see what you have here. Interesting. They know more of our plans than I expected. It would seem Fort Dunstad is in need of reinforcements. We'll make sure they won't be getting those. One moment while I correct some of these documents. That should do it. Make sure those forged documents get to the Stormcloak commander in Dawnstar.
So we're getting a question about how the guilds rank, like compared to Oblivion. Do you mean like how you as a character kind of rank up in them compared to Oblivion, or how they rate, like just how cool they are compared to Oblivion?
You're there, how much they smell.
Well, in any case, I mean, there's certainly some really cool, guilds and stuff to get up to in Oblivion. Excuse me, in Skyrim. It's been a long day already. I don't know if you were watching, but Maxwell just had some a pretty amazing development from his companions, his time with the Companions Guild. You know, there is the Dark Brotherhood, which I haven't experienced myself in this game, but I know that Kevin has had a lot of really good things to say about the things that happen when you're a member of that guild. So definitely a lot of cool stuff to experience in the guilds. And if you're talking about rank, as far as ranking up, I mean, you do rank up in the guilds, and you can become like the leader of various groups and things like that by progressing through their quest lines.
One thing I don't think
The review is up. Yes, there's a full text review and video review of Skyrim by our own Kevin Van Ord. On
you don't just have to take our word for it. You can go read our very official review of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Probably up on the top slot.
I would imagine it's
up on the
not
front
hard
page.
to find.
Yes. So be sure to check that out.
Trying to fight this dragon here, but this dragon just doesn't want to fight me. There we go.
So, Justin, one thing you can try, I guess, if you want to bring him down, is the force, unrelenting force shout.
Oh,
I think brings the
yeah,
dragons
no,
down.
I heard that earlier. Did you guys just see him crash land though?
Oh.
He just crash landed. He leaves a crater on the ground.
Ooh.
Actually.
Well.
Yeah, he was a pretty easy kill by the time I actually got him down. But yeah, you can see this, he actually leaves a crater in the ground. He actually crashed into the ground. I don't know if you were watching me when that happened, but he actually leaves like a trail, which was pretty cool. I've seen that happen one time before, so it's definitely a dynamic event. It's a pretty cool dynamic event.
So one of our video people, Takeshi, just came and deposited a box of food and sodas in front of us. I think, is that a half-eaten sandwich inside of the box?
I think they're all half-eaten. It's 4 half-eaten parts of sandwiches.
Maybe they're just sandwiches, normal sandwiches cut in half.
Nah,
I'm gonna guess that's
I think that
probably
would be the
case.
more reasonable explanation. I want a sandwich. Carol, can you give me a sandwich?
I will gladly pass you a sandwich. They all appear to be the same. I think it's corned beef, maybe?
Corned beef. Oh, it's a mighty hunk of corned beef.
We're gonna hear chomping on the mics.
Yes.
Excellent.
Wow. Are you watching my stream?
What a flight!
I just got one-hitted by a giant.
Oh, that happened to me. The same thing happened to me earlier when we first started.
I would think
He
at
just
level
battered up and knocked me out of the park.
I would think at level 15 I'd at least take a little bit of damage for that guy, but apparently not. And I have to fight the dragon again
I
because
don't recognize you. Why aren't you wearing your Stormcloak?
not that that's a chore.
I suppose it would be. Good thinking. All right, let's take a look. Ah, good. Looks like the reinforcements for the fort are on the way. We have some information about enemy troop movements as well.
As I understand it, these are just... So Sparky XP is asking if
Can you run out of dragons?
Yeah, like are there a limited number of dragons?
And can you hunt them for like XP and loot? And really, you can't really hunt them because there's no way for you to have any control over when they appear. You just kind of happen upon them at times, I believe.
I will say in a bit of, we call it B-roll footage, basically promotional footage that we were sent pertaining to Skyrim, they were showing off some different shouts, and basically the hero character was running along, he had encountered a dragon, and he used a shout that, while not directly stated, seemed to summon another dragon that came and fought the dragon that he had first encountered. So it seems like there may be an ability there to summon a dragon, either to fight at your side or just to sort of be there and attack whatever.
Yeah, I think that dragon is on your team. But as I understand it, I mean they're random encounters. So my assumption would be, and I don't know if this is actually true, but my assumption would be that they're probably unlimited.
Well, I think Curtis. We talked to Curtis earlier about whether they still exist after the main quest is over, and he said that they do.
Yeah.
So it seems like there seemingly is basically an unlimited number of dragons for you to fight.
I know there are some that are specifically named dragons, and of course those won't respawn when you kill them, but the majority of them are just called dragon or blood dragon or elder dragon, and those seem to be plentiful. And as far as that dragon call ability, I actually have that already. So if somebody wants to see me use it at some point, I'm willing to.
So is the dragon you call on your team then?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He's on Team Dragonborn.
Team Dragonborn, the winning team. Alright, well that was exciting.
Dragon is dead. I'm gonna eat his soul.
Do it. So we're getting a question, can we disable the HUD? I think we might actually be able to do that if I can get out of this map. Close my map, I'll pull up my option screen here, we'll find out. System, settings, perhaps under display. So yeah, here's HUD opacity. What happens if we crank that all the way down? Why is that? Oh, and there you have it. So I turn my opacity down to the lowest it'll go, and basically the HUD's invisible at this point. No HUD to be seen. Of course, now I'm completely lost. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back on, but the option is there.
I'm sure I can use it just anywhere, but I think there has to be certain enemies around as well. I've been trying to use it in storyline fights, and it hasn't worked so far, so I'll try to find a good fight for it.
Curtis, you're talking about the dragon call ability, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I'm guessing you probably can't use it in there, right?
No, not in a small building. I mean, I think this guy could be pretty tough in a fight, but I don't think he needs a dragon.